Over the last few years, feeder fishing has been taken to a whole new level, right from your commercials across the board to your natural waters, and this is why we as a company felt it an absolute necessity to develop the lightest feeder rods I have ever seen in my life. They are simply incredible. So let me introduce to you the Aero Pros, and let me tell you, they are going to help you catch more fish. So what actually makes these rods, the Aero Pro rods, so special is the carbon technology we've incorporated into the blank, which consists of three key elements: spiral X-core, nano pitch technology and high power X. These alone minimise twist within the carbon. Regardless of the terrain that you're faced with, the less that carbon twist, the more accurate and the more control and the more power you can convert into the rod itself. That alone is going to give you so much more distance. So in order to complement the quality of the blank, the weight of the blank, we had to think very carefully about the weight of the guides. This is equally as important as the key aspects within the carbon itself. We want to maintain that recovery, that tip speed, and also that sublime playing action. And for that reason, we've used Fuji K-type SIC guides. These are incredibly light, and like I said, they really do help complement the playing action of the rod, but more importantly, the recovery. As well as that, they're so compatible for both materials, for both braid and mono, which literally ticks the boxes for all the terrains you may be faced with, whichever length rod you decide to use. As well as that, because of the finish on the guides, as the material, regardless of whether it's mono or braid, runs through that guide, it gives you so much more control. So moving further up the rod, let's talk about one of the key aspects of any rod, which is the sublime playing action. The better the action, the more fish you're going to catch, the less fish you're going to lose, and the more matches you're going to win as a result. It's as simple as that. Now this simply comes from, especially with the pro rods, minimal weight at the top end of the rod. So as opposed to normal quiver tip rods where there's pushing quiver tips, these tips are spliced in. So with each of the rods in the range, you get three carrier sections. You get a light tip, a medium tip, and a heavy tip. Each have been specifically designed for each of the rod's uses. Now in the 10 and the 11 foot, we've actually used a different material for the quiver tip because we've got to create that soft action for the 10 and the 11 foot, which bodes so well with commercial fishing right up to your short range natural work for silvers and roach. We've incorporated solid Taftec tips. These create the ultimate forgiving progressive quiver tip, but yet at the same time complement that sublime playing action. Yet on the other side, with the 12 and the 13 foot rods, we've actually incorporated a different material as the quiver tip splice, which is high power X tip. Now this is a really lightweight carbon that has minimal twist and minimal torque. And you can imagine when you want to reach those further distances, having a rod that has minimal twist is going to give you more power, more control, more accuracy, but more importantly, it's going to help you reach those distances you've never reached before. Especially with the reel seat, it's so important that we use the correct material to create what we've achieved, which is weight and balance and control. We've designed the reel seat using CI4+ material and designed it in such a way that it naturally wants to sit into the palm of your hand with minimal movement but maximum control, and that's exactly what you get from this material. As well as that, we've incorporated the flat butt system into all the rods in the range. This is so important with feeder fishing because now the rod naturally sits underneath your arm with minimal movement. This gives you ultimate control, ultimate power, but more importantly, makes casting so much easier. So there we have it. If you're serious about your feeder fishing, the Aero Pro rods are going to elevate your angling ability to a whole new level.